The young Museveni was the firstborn of Amos Kaguta and Esteri Kokondeka. He was born into the pastoralist and nomadic community of the Bahima of Ankoe. At the time of his birth, the family lived in Nkondo village in the district of Ntungamo in western Uganda. Aside from his parents and uncles, his great-grandmother, Nyinanchwende, was a big influence on Museveni in his formative years. Nyinanchwende was the wife of Kashanku, Museveni's great-grandfather. She would often regale the young Museveni with tales of the times long before his birth. One such tale was her encounter with white colonizers who were working with African mercenaries. These mercenaries would be instructed to shoot their fellow Africans arbitrarily for various reasons. On this occasion, Nyinanchwende hid herself, her young son and a calf in a swamp and remained there till the group had long gone. She often taught her great-grandson about the virtues of courage. Cattle keepers were required to be innovative, courageous, and dedicated to the survival of their families and their livelihood, the herd. From a young age, boys worked closely with their fathers, going out with the herds and returning late. This is why many families in the community rejected the formal education that required going to school, because it deprived the family of the child's assistance at work and limited the child's traditional upbringing. Museveni's father, however, was surprisingly open-minded on the question of schooling. So in 1952, Yoweri Museveni began his journey in formal education.
This was 1952, second term. So I would have been like 7 almost. 7, I think. Oh, I remember very clearly. Because they told us that because when I came to the school, I joined 1B. 1B was like pre-primary. And we were told, second term. So I couldn't forget. Then, and then we were writing in the sand. Writing in the sand with our finger like this. And then later on they said we buy slates. Now, this 1952, I was in a girls' school. We were about 5 of us. We were there, boys. There was Sam Magara. He was there with us. Then this a man called Nasam Tandekwire, he was there also. And then we had a Mnyarwanda boy. His father was called Kachere or something. And then myself. After
Yoweri Museveni, Amos Kaguta and Esteri Kokondeka went on to have a daughter, Violet Kajubiri, and in 1960 had their second son, Caleb Akandwanaho, who in future would take on the nom de guerre Salim Saleh. In 1959, Yoweri Museveni joined Mbarara High School for 2 years, where he did what was then called junior secondary, and thereafter joined Ntare School for 6 years of high school. With a Christian foundation strongly encouraged by his charismatic mother, Esteri Kokondeka, and the grounding of the work ethic of the Bahima cattle-keeping background, formal education was a major advantage for Museveni. His time in school fundamentally changed his understanding of society and world affairs. History was particularly illuminating for him. He was enthralled by the study of the Ottoman Empire, the use of ships to cross oceans, and the establishment of trade routes across Africa and the globe. The tales of Bartholomew Diaz reaching the Cape of Good Hope in 1488 and the first Arabs and Europeans reaching the East African coast in the 1800s were of specific interest to the young Museveni. They reinforced his belief in the ability of Africans to improve themselves and their circumstances. By 1966, when Milton Obote abrogated the Uganda Constitution, Yoweri Museveni and a few of his contemporaries were in their final year of Ntare School. Before that, in 1964, a referendum had been held concerning the Lost Counties dispute between the Buganda and Bunyoro kingdoms concerning Buyaga and Bugangaizi counties. The question was whether these counties were to remain as part of the Buganda kingdom, be returned to the Bunyoro kingdom, or instead become a separate district. The dispute was won in favor of Bunyoro.